Okay, so how we're going to do this exercise is you're going to start by giving everybody a full sheet of paper, and what you're going to have them do is tear it in half, or you can have it torn in half ahead of time, and everybody's going to need something to write with, okay? And what this exercise is going to be about is it's going to be about those times in your life when you have something, an emotion or a feeling, or you go through an incident where you really feel like you need to address the other person, but you don't feel like you can. Okay? And so when that happens and you have those feelings come up, what do you do with those feelings? What do you do?
Stuff it.
Okay, stuff them. So this is called the stuffing feelings exercise. And what we're going to do is, for the people that we work with, we're going to show them really the effect that this has on their life and on their body in a very kinesthetic way. Okay? And so what I need for everybody to do is to think of 2 times in your life when you've had something come up where you really felt like you needed to address the other person, or you had feelings come up that you didn't feel safe expressing. And before you do that, what I want you to know is that we're going to be writing them, a little bit about them on these pieces of paper, but nobody's going to see these but you. Okay, we're not going to hang these on the wall or anything like that. Okay, these are just for you. Okay. The other thing is that when you think of this, you don't have to write a novel. You can just write something really brief. Okay, like, if you need inspiration, a lot of times supervisors, if you think about incidents you've had with a boss or a supervisor, sometimes a family member, or maybe a really close friend where you felt like you needed to say something and you couldn't, just all you would have to do is, like, I could write supervisor company picnic, and maybe that would be enough that I would remember the incident that I'm talking about. Does that make sense? So you don't have to have people write a novel. So go ahead and do that. And just to know that usually when we do this with a class, we might have them write it when they're sitting down, then bring it into a circle with them. So you can just jot down a few words. We don't have our pens and pretend like. Catherine and I have done it so many times, we have it memorized in our head. What are we stuffing? We got it.
And we still haven't let it go.
And we still haven't let it go. Okay, and so once you have them written down, what I'm going to ask you to do is to go ahead and take each sheet of piece of paper and fold it up. Okay, you can fold it twice, or you can fold it 3 times. Just fold it up, kind of small. Okay. So the next thing I want you to do is we're all going to turn to our right.
Okay.
So we're gonna walk around a little bit, okay? So what I want you to do is just take a few steps forward and just walk. Walk a little bit with the paper in your hands. Okay, so I'll probably have you stop there, or Catherine stop there. Keep going, and we'll kind of make another U. Okay. So how was that?
Not too bad.
Not too bad, right? Anyone have a hard time walking those 4 or 5 steps? That was pretty simple, right? Okay. So what I want you to do now is I want you to take one of your sheets of paper, and I want you to toss it on the floor right in front of you. Okay. So now this is your feeling that you're holding down. Okay. This is what you're not expressing. So what you have to do is you have to step on that feeling, step on it, and you have to hide it completely. See, that's the thing with your stuffing feelings. You can't let a little bit show. So you may even have to make it smaller to really stuff it. But like, I can see some poking out. So
I see yours.
You see mine. See, I even make mine smaller. Okay. So we want to stuff that feeling. Get it underneath that shoe. Okay. So now what we're going to do is turn to our right again. And we are going to walk. You ready? But you got to keep that feeling down. Keep it down. Don't let it come up. Notice it's really hard to look up at where you're going when you're doing this. You're kind of focused. Okay, so go ahead and stop. And let's make a little U again. So we'll kind of spread out here. Like this. Okay. So how was that? How was that?
It's quite a bit harder. Yeah.
It was a lot harder, right? Why?
You have to concentrate and give so much attention to this thing.
You're having to put so much attention into that feeling to hide it.
If it was going to come up.
Yeah, right? You had to put, so.
You didn't want it to come up.
You didn't want it to come up.
No,
Yeah, it's like, I've got to keep it down there. And so your energy, instead of walking, just kind of walking like we did in the beginning, went where? into that, right? And like I said, it's like you end up looking down. You can't even look up at where you're going because you're focusing so hard, okay? So what I want you to do now is I want you to take your other piece of paper and guess what you're going to do? You're going to hide it underneath the other one, right? Okay, so hide them. Turn, yeah, keep it down. Okay, and we're going to walk, okay? Wow, we're moving a lot slower. Okay, we'll go ahead and stop right here, Catherine. Okay, go ahead and hold it.
Stop.
Okay, so go ahead and stop.
Feel like doing a robot now.
You feel like Okay, so now compare that to the last two times.
So I'm tired.
You're tired, right?
You're tired?
Well, you're definitely not able, you don't have the same kind of ability to move, right? You're kind of having to really slow down, focus on keeping that down. So the next question I would ask you is I would say, so do you only have 2 times in your life, 2 feelings that you're hanging on to that you haven't expressed? Just 2? So let's pretend like we have a third. Fold it up. Where is it going to go?
Pocket.
You got to keep it down. It's got to be underneath you, right?
Here,
You could. That'd be really hard to do that. Or, you know,
Stuff in my
sometimes,
sock.
maybe. Sometimes when I've done it with people, it's like this is the next option is to go like this. So how far do you get like this?
not far.
Not far, not far. And then what if you have another one? And then what if you have another one? And the other thing I would ask you is the terrain of life a nice carpeted studio? What's the terrain of life? Yeah, it's rocky and it's twists and turns and ups and downs and it's bumpy. And like something that I do every year is I climb Pikes Peak. Could I get up Pikes Peak like this? No, it's not happening, right? It's not happening. And so how would you guys see using this with the work that you do? How would you guys see it being useful?
Forgiveness, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Trust, anger.
Forgiveness, trust, anger. Hidden issues. Do you think that it's always great, like I want to make sure that we're clear on the point of this is not always that you should go and express it to that person, because sometimes maybe that's always the gold standard if you can make that happen, but sometimes we try that and we just get more stuffed feelings. Like sometimes that happens in a lot of mother kind of relationships, you know, or different things where you just know, you try and you're not getting the response that you need to heal from that person. But what we want to try and encourage people to do is, even if you can't express it to that person, which is the gold standard, how else can you express that feeling? So like say it's anger. Say it's anger about somebody that hurt you a long time ago and you can't address them about that now. What do you do with that? And stuffing it, kind of denying that it's not there, just slows you down in life. So instead of putting your energy into going up and down the hills and the mountains, all your energy is here and you're stuck. So it leads to a lot of great discussions about what can you do with those feelings. Does that make sense? That makes sense? Any other thoughts or comments? Okay. All right. I think that's good. Anything else, Catherine?
No.
Okay. Okay.